Hello friends, this is the part 2 video of MCO 22, and in the first part we discussed a few important theory questions of this particular chapter, and let's see a few more important theory questions, and at the end of the video we will be working out a few important numerical questions which type the same type जो questions आपको exams में मिल सकते हैं. And but still then you are advised when you are working out the numericals, try to work out the examples given in your IGNOU study materials. So we'll start with the first question, and kindly make sure that you have subscribed to my channel and also share this video and my channel to your friends. Okay, so let's start with chi-square test and on what conditions it is applicable, and you can also be given a short note or related with this question on goodness of fit. So basically chi-square test, it is a measure of difference between the observed and expected frequency of one or more variables. So this is one very short definition of chi-square test. It is a type of test which is used to measure the hypothesis, okay, hypothesis before doing a survey, and it was developed by Carl Pearson. Then few more important points which you can write here. Basically here it is a statistical method used to determine the goodness of it. So this particular line also you can write in your answer. The basic purpose is to find the difference between the observed and expected data. So there is a mathematical formula which is used in this chi-square test, and this is the formula, that is sigma whole 0 O, that is O for observed data, minus E for expect data whole square, and whole divided by E, that is expected value. Okay, and let's see few important conditions of applying this. The data that we are collecting, they should be of random in nature. Randomly, they should be collected randomly. A large amount of data should be collected from a large sample size, and there should be proper cell size and independence of the variables. That means the variables that we are taking, they should not be interlinked. Okay. Let's see the next question. What is the importance of forecasting in business, and describe the different methods of forecasting commonly used by firms these days. Now, as we know, forecasting means projecting the future events, and here also in business we do forecast the future events which are likely to happen. So that plays a very important role as far as the business growth is concerned, and these are all importance of forecasting in business. Because always the firm want to expand into new markets, so for that then they do forecasting. While making an investment decisions, generally firms do forecasting to see the returns. Then it also set objectives according to the forecasted values, and it also promotes collaboration and coordination. That means when you are making an alliance with other companies or other traders, so that will forecasting always helps to collaborate and coordinate with others, and it is also helpful in planning the activities of business. Now these are the different forecasting methods that we use. Basically it is divided into two parts. One is long term, for forecasting for long term decisions, and forecasting for short term decisions. And while the business forecast for long term decisions, these three techniques are used. First, technological forecasting, where different technological devices are used to forecast the future. One other very popular method, that is Delphi method, where opinions of a group of individuals or professionals are taken, and they can also conduct opinion polls by different experts or forecasters. Let's see the short term method of forecasting the future. Basically these are of 5 types. The first one is subjective and intuitive methods, where we use our knowledge, our experience, our expertise in forecasting the future. Then we can also forecast future by analyzing or by averaging the past data. And the third method is regression analysis can be used. Fourth one, casual and econometric models can be used for forecasting short-term futures. And lastly, time series analysis can be used. So these are few important methods which you can describe in your answer. Okay. The next question is the difference between correlation and regression. Okay, correlation is a relationship between two or more variables, whereas in regression we understand the nature of relationship between the various variables, and in correlation the variables are dependent on each other, whereas in regression analysis the variables are independent of one another. And in correlation it may or may not show cause and effect relationship, but there is always a cause and effect relationship while doing the regression analysis. And correlation, it is expressed in numbers, whereas regression, it is always expressed in equations, algebraic equations, and the value of correlation coefficient always lies between -1 and +1, whereas regression analysis can take any number. Okay. The next question is, what is regression analysis and why it is important, and what are its few applications in the business decisions. Just now I told you about regression analysis, and let's see what are the importance or applications of regression analysis. Basically we use it for forecasting the future events. We also use regression analysis in capital asset pricing model. And we also do this to understand the competitors' behavior and their future actions, and to find the most reliable source of collecting the information. Then we have, you can get one more, a short note on linear regression. Okay, so this is basically an equation based model which is a part of regression analysis. And it is basically expressed in this way: y equal to a plus bx plus c. And we often use this in forecasting the future events, so it is also very important. One more short note that you can get is on least squares. Basically it is a criteria, is a formula used to measure the accuracy of a straight line. Basically it is a mathematical calculation based concept. And there the formula that I have not written here, but this theory, when it comes to writing short notes, so you just write down the definition and its important uses of least squares. Okay, the next question is on time series analysis or forecasting, and what are the important components of time series and how they are decomposed, their application. So this way you can get a question. Let's try to understand what is time series forecasting. It is a technique for predicting future events by analyzing the past trends and based on the assumptions of the future trend. So forecasting involves using different models fit onto the historical data to predict the future values. So we are using different data, different models on the past events, and so that we can predict the future properly. So this is what is time series, and these are the different components of time series. These four, like trend, in short it is written as T, then we have seasonality written as S, then we have cyclic written as C, and randomness or irregular vibration written as I. So these are the four main components, and its decomposition will follow two basic methods like additive and multiplicative, where all these four components are added, so that makes additive, and where they are multiplied, it makes multiplicative time series decomposition. Let's see a few applications of time series forecasting. Basically to find the stock inventory needed to be kept, then to forecast the demand and supply, to predict the machine failures, maintenance activities and all that. And it can also, we can also, predict the inflation rate, right, in the economy, and the different ratings, or while rating the different type of customers. So that also we can use by dint of this. These are the five different models which are used in time series. The first one is the moving average, where we find the past averages of the data, and we accordingly set it for the future events. Then we have one exponential smoothing, very popular method. Thirdly, double exponential smoothing. Then we have triple exponential smoothing, and lastly SARIMA, that is seasonal auto-regressive integrated moving average. So these five methods you need to learn for these exams. I have also drawn few flow charts in my study materials. So this is of exponential smoothing and like that. Okay. Now let's move on to the numerical part. Let's see few important numerical. The first one here is to calculate mean. And while calculating mean, like there are three important formulas here. So I have used here that a step deviation method, and we have studied in the previous classes about this also. So I just recapitulate, try to practice this question, very simple one. The same type of questions will be working out in the other examples. Okay, this is to find the weighted arithmetic mean, and here these things will be given in the question, and while calculating the weighted average, so you need to multiply this x with w to get wx, and make a total of this. You get sigma wx and sigma w, the total of weight. Divide this, you get weighted arithmetic mean. Very simple one. Okay. Now how to find median? To find median, like this is the question given. Class and frequency are given in the question, and first you need to find the cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency, it is calculated from frequency only. So the first number is 2, so write 2 here. Then 2 plus 3 makes 5. Then 5 plus 5 makes 10. Then 10 plus 6 16, and 16 plus 4 20. So this is the cumulative frequency column you have to draw. Add up all the frequencies, you get the value of n, or sigma f, and we use this formula L plus n by 2 minus Cf by f into C. So this particular formula is used to find median of the data. So put all these values, you get the value of median. Okay. The next question is how to find mode. Now again this is the question, and this formula you have to use to find mode. L plus f1 minus f0 whole divided by 2 f1 minus f0 minus f2 into C. You need to know what is this f1, f0 and f2. So straight away go to this frequency column, and here the frequency with the highest number is f1, and the preceding is f0, and succeeding is f2. So just put these values here, and the C stands for class size, that means difference between the lower and upper limit, and L stands for the lower limit. So just need to put the values and get the answer. Okay, the next question is to find quartile deviation, and these things only this class will be given, and frequency column will be given. So straight away find out CF, like in case of median we do, and after calculating this, let's see the formulas that you can use to find the quartile deviation. Now here, to find quartile deviation, you need to find Q1 and Q3. Okay, to find Q1, the same median formula. In median we do we do n by 2 here, we write n by 2, but while calculating Q1, so just divide this by 4. Okay, this is quartile, and when you will divide it by 4, 3n 3 by 4, so you get Q3. Okay, so I have written here all the formulas. You can note it down, very simple one, and use all these values here to get the quartile deviation. Now this is the quartile deviation, Q3 minus Q1 whole divided by 2, so you get the required quartile deviation, QD. Okay. The next example is how to find mean deviation, and this is the question. Class and frequency is given, and to find the mean deviation, you need to know this formula. This one is the best one. Sigma modulus of x minus bar x, that is mean, whole divided by n. So from this data, now here you can see here, this is the class, and this is the midpoint of the class. This is what you have to find. This is given in the question, frequency, and after finding the midpoint, just multiply f into x, that means midpoint into frequency, and omit all the negative signs, so, and subtract x minus bar x, that is mean. So first you need to find mean of the data. Like you can use this direct method formula, sigma cf sigma fx by sigma n or n, so you get mean. So subtract x from mean by ignoring their symbol, so that is called modulus, so you get all these values. Then you will multiply f with this x minus bar x, and you will get this total. So this is the total that you are looking for in this formula. Now put these values, you get the mean deviation. Okay. The next question is how to find standard deviation. Standard deviation, friends, this is the formula we often use. Whole under square root sigma fd square by n plus sigma fd by n whole square into c. And you have to find all these value like fd square, fd and n. So this is the particular question. The one part is in the previous page. So this is the question. Okay. And let's see the solution. Same, you need to find the value of x, that is midpoint of the class. Frequency is given. Then find out the middle point and divide it by class size. So you get d. Then multiply f into d, and again multiply d and fd. So you get fd square, right? So after getting all these values, put them in the formula, you get the standard deviation. I have also a video, a separate video on how to find this mean, median, mode, standard deviation. So that also is there in my playlist. You should watch that. Okay. The next question is on probability, and a very simple question is here. Question number 8. A bag contains 7 blue balls, 8 white balls and 5 black balls. And if a ball is randomly drawn from the box, find the probability that it is a black ball. This is the first question. Blue or black ball, second question, and not a black ball. So probability, as we know, like probability of an event is equal to the favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. So total number of marbles here is 20, and probability of black ball. So there are 5 black balls, or 5 marbles are there. So 5 by 20, so that will fetch you 1 by 4. And again, to find whether it is a blue or black ball, so the total number of blue and black balls are 12. So you will divide the favorable outcome, that is 12, by the total outcome 20, you get 3 by 5. So like that, not a black ball, so you just subtract 1 by 4 with minus 1. So you get the required value. Okay. The next question is also a similar question, and there is a 52 cards, and find the probability of the card that it is an ace, it is neither a king or queen or a red card. Similar question, similar sort of question, but just written for better practice. This question number 10 is also similar question, like from this probability. So you should practice different types of, like from coins, from cards, from marbles or balls. So that will help you a lot. And again, this question is from probability. So this also need to be worked out. Like here, little bit different here. we are using a Bayes theorem here. This is the formula. Little bit tactical, so but you should practice this question, very important one. Like the question says, there are two bags. The first bag contains 7 red balls and 2 blue balls, and the second bag contains 5 red balls and 9 blue balls. So a ball is randomly drawn, and you have to find the probability that it is drawn from the first bag. So here let X and Y be the events of the ball of the first and second bag. So let A be the event of drawing a red ball, so that is Px, so that will be 1 by 2, right? Similarly, we can find Py, so that is also 1 by 2, and therefore both the values are same. That means P whole X, P whole Y, they are same. So P is a red ball from the first bag, so that will give you A by X, that is 7 by 11, right? And likewise P red ball from the second bag, that is AY by, so you get 5 by 14. Now you need to put all these values here in this Bayes formula and find out the required answer. Okay. Question number 12 is on correlation coefficient, very important one. And this is the question. Years are given, advertisement expenses of X and sales are given, and you need to find the correlation coefficients. So this is the solution of the problem, and this first, second and third, so these 3 columns are given in the question. First find out X, that is X minus bar X. Bar X means mean, so you need to find the mean of the data first, and like that you need to find the mean of Y, that is sales, and then the value of X and Y. These are all simple one. I tell you like how to find. Here I have found the mean. So this is mean of this X observation, then Y observation, and this is the formula that we used for rank correlation. Sigma xy whole divided by under root sigma x square into under root sigma y square. So this is what you have to use. But in all these cases, you need to find the mean. Like from years and X, we need to find mean, this value X, mean bar X, like that mean of Y. Then find the X square, that means just square them up, like 21 square is 441, so like that. Then Y square, then you need to multiply X into Y, the value of X and Y, that is advertisement expenses and sales. So you get the value of X into Y, add them all and then put them in the rank correlation formula, which is here. Okay, so this one is the basic formula, so you get this answer. Okay, similarly we have one more question, in fact the last question. Different ranks are given of the 10 students of mathematics physics test, and here rank in mathematics is treated as X, and in physics it is written as Y. These are the number of students, and it is also a very simple question. First find D. Basically, you need to these formulas, you need to learn these formulas, because without formula you won't be able to find out the solution. Okay, like here, like sphere, we are using here Spearman's formula, which is denoted as sigma, and 1 minus 6 sigma d square by n into n square minus 1. So this is the formula. Now we need to find the value of y minus x according to the formula, or d and d square, because without this we can't use the values here. So to find d, just need to subtract y minus x, right? Like 3 minus 1 is 2, 1 minus 2 is minus 1, 4 minus 3 is 1, very simple one. Then make a square of this and then put the values here in the formula. So it's a very simple question. So friends, that's all in this video, and do revise all these questions properly, and like a minimum of 2 or 3 questions, numericals that you are likely to get in the exams. So thank you very much for watching. A very best of luck for the exams.